these treaties, to honor the promises, to finally fulfill those broken promises that these forefathers of these Washichus who came here illegally, and they came and stole our land, and they practiced genocide against us. This really hurts my heart to think about these things. But you know what? Today we have pride. We still have that pride. Many of you may or may not know this, but you realize that we, as the First Nations people, we were the first minorities to break the color barrier in Major League Baseball. We have 4 Native Americans who broke the color barrier before Jackie Robinson. But how many people know that? When is Major League Baseball going to do something more than practice their little pastime of of their hatred and hate crimes towards Native American people? When are they going to get rid of these ugly mascots? They depict us in these ugly ways. They keep these stereotypes out there to keep us down. Well, I know the truth, and I'm here to share that truth with you, to enlighten you, to empower you, to give you that knowledge that you can share with your community, that you can share with these children who are here today. They need to know these stories. They need to know the truth of what's going on in the world. We are not stupid people. We may be human beings, the last of them left, but we are still here. Ooh. And one thing I really wanted to say about this, you know, they had this mine up here. Many of you may or may not have known this about the Homestake Mine. And that was run by Mr. William Randolph Hearst. Now that man is a very powerful man. Their family is part of the Illuminati. That's those families who basically control the world because they have enough money. Now, Mr. Randolph Hearst came up here after we had already signed the Fort Laramie Treaty of 1868, which promised us all of this land from here to eternity. As long as the grass grows, the water flows, and the sun shines. This, where we are standing, is supposed to be ours. This land that you are on, it is still our land today. We don't claim ownership of it as a Washichu would. We'd always share it with fellow human beings for ceremonies, for religious purposes. And did you realize Mr. Hearst, he legally set up this mine. He supposedly bought this deed from these 4 white miners who supposedly negotiated a deal with all the whole Sioux Nation. Now how in the hell did that happen? That's ridiculous that the Hearst family is still reaping benefits from the gold that they stole here. They illegally mined our gold here for 125 years. 125 years they continuously stole our gold and raped and pillaged the Palisapa. This is our Mother Earth to us. This is a very sacred site to us. And for them to steal our gold, which is what the world economy is evolved on, it is ridiculous. There's a lowball estimate of $1 billion that they supposedly just got out of all the gold that they stole here for 125 years. That is a complete lowball estimate. Now, one thing I would like to see done, and as far as United Native Americans, we want to see some benefits from that. We demand justice on that. We want that money put into all of our reservations. We want programs set up to continuously help our people. We need better health care. We need better education for our people. We need to continuously do these things to preserve our culture and our race. If we don't do these things and spend these and get these adequate funds to be able to fund these programs that are necessities to keep our culture alive, we will vanish. Now, it's ridiculous that they closed this mine in 2002. And this man, Mr. Hearst, he has a castle in California. The only man in the whole United States who has his own little castle. And you know what he has there? It's painted in gold. Our gold that they stole here. Now, how would you feel knowing this? That this Washichu, white person came and stole your land from you. came and brought in the 7th Cavalry when the Sioux tried to repulse them and get them out of their own lands and territories. They used General Armstrong Custer and the 7th Cavalry to kill off the Native American population who tried to get them out of here. I take great pride in knowing that one of my ancestors fought and died, not only for this country, but for our people. Dog's backbone. There's a marker there at the site where they killed General Armstrong Custer. He was one of the few who died that day. I take great pride in knowing that one of my ancestors was a warrior, and he fought and died as a warrior. And that spirit is in each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. Today, the most things that you can do to empower yourself is with your mind. Going and getting better education and knowing about the laws and understanding how things are going on in the world. That's how you empower yourself. It's not about picking up a gun. It's not about violence. It's not about beating up somebody. It's about empowering yourself and sharing that knowledge and that history and giving that to each and every person that you come across. Now, some of the veterans of that movement, a lot of them were women. Lizzie Fasthorse is another woman who helped set up that occupation. Many of you have never heard of her, and that saddens me. That saddens me that this woman who helped set up this occupation initially in 1970, she should be a household name. She should. Why is it that we are not honoring our women the way that we need to? We need to learn to treat each other with respect, dignity. We need to treat people the way you want to be treated in this life. To love one another, to give respect to each other,